back at you. Game Share Conversations with Brian. How you
Hey,
doing? How you doing, sir?
good. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm here. It's just been a few days. Seems we were doing this what, a couple days ago?
Yeah, just a little bit ago.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. So we're just we're just gonna keep chugging along. What the hell? We got the time. We're gonna do it.
That's right.
So this is
Just just don't let nobody know it's three in the morning. That's our time. That's our new time.
that's right. That is when we record.
I
Um,
appreciate you calling me to get me up for this.
Whatever. You knew you were up watching porn. Um,
Oh, God.
so episode 6. Here we are. We're getting close to double digits. I'm excited about that. Um, so let's start off like we started off last time. You know what? First, let me
Wait,
hit it
double digits? You mean like 10?
like
Because
10.
we're still like 4 away from that.
Yeah, I said we're getting there.
Oh,
We're
okay.
getting close to
You said
there.
we're close to there. Okay,
We are
okay.
close. That's not close.
I mean, I guess it's closer than 5, but you know. I mean, tell me we're close when we're at 9.
I see. I'll have a word.
Anyway, keep
I-
going, keep going.
I'll have a word with you off camera, sir.
That's fine. It's 3 in the morning. I'm tired. But
Yeah.
let's get going.
All right. So before we even get going, let's run over where everybody can get us at. So YouTube, Game Share Conversations. You can find us on iTunes, Game Share Conversations. Same thing. I do have something on SoundCloud, so it's under JC Weekly, but I'm sure if you search Game Share Conversations, you can find it. We have a Twitch page that we'll be streaming on, and after we do this, we're probably going to stream some tonight, hopefully. And you can hit me up on Twitter. I talk games there. I promote all the stuff we do. That's JWeeks23 for Twitter. So that's where we are at. So what have you been playing? Let me know.
Are you talking to me now?
Yes. Yes, you are a part of this podcast.
Oh, okay. Um, I've gone back to old school again. I'm actually just playing Trials Fusion, and actually I'm not even playing it. I'm letting Caden play Trials Fusion, and I'm trying to just help him, get used to the sticks and stuff. That's it. That's
Okay,
all I've been doing.
that's it. Nothing
That's
else.
it.
Well,
That,
it's only been a few days. I haven't had a full week to really get in anything. But yeah, I mean, but the trials is a good time, no matter what you're doing, or if you're watching or playing. I mean, we constantly go back to it, right, to be honest with you. So I understand that.
what's embarrassing is that he keeps letting me know that he's beaten all my records. This game was made for an 8-year-old child. Okay, that's all I gotta say. And he plays Rock of Rages, but he doesn't know the words to express his rage. He just gets mad.
Yeah, show him one of my videos. You'll understand rage. Um, but yeah,
What about you? What have you been playing?
just one thing, and that has been the Rocket League beta, which is
Which is hopefully what we're streaming right after this, right?
yes, we will
Okay.
be streaming it. They actually did an update today to fix some matchmaking stuff, but
Okay.
Rocket League is so much fun. It's the only multiplayer game. It's basically, for those who don't know, it is a sequel to a PS3 game called, what is it fucking called? Super Acrobatic um, Rocket Powered Cars or something, some to that effect.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like this long ass name. I butchered some of it, but it's more or less something like that. And it's basically the same thing. And like I saw a lot of articles. Like I kind of went back and looked it up after this beta came out, and we got into it. And they were saying like that it could have been like really the best multiplayer game on the PS3.
Supersonic acrobatic rocket powered battle cars.
That's it. Yes, sir.
Just look it up.
Make sure we get the terminology right on this.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, it is so much fun. So basically, it is you playing soccer in rocket-powered cars,
I mean, well,
and that's it.
enough said. Enough said.
Yes, I mean,
Why do you need to say anything else about it?
you really don't. I mean, that's it. I mean, you're driving around, hitting this huge, oversized ball around with your car. You're jumping in the air, rocket powering yourself forward and shit like that. It's a good time. It's like addicting. And it's like like I have good times with like other multiplayer games like Battlefield. I put 350 hours in. Like I had good times. Like this is like a genuinely good time. Like I can sit down and play this, for 30 minutes, an hour and a half, whatever. This is a small amount of time, and like just have completely fun the whole time, winning or losing.
Okay.
That's what I like about it. I can just kind of hop in, play, and and me and you haven't got a chance to play yet. We're going to play tonight though. And
Yeah. Looking
that's gonna,
forward to it.
yeah, that's gonna be a good time. So let's go ahead and just cut this short right now and say we're done. Um, okay, baby, hold on. Sorry, I'm talking to my daughter here. Um,
I thought you were talking to me again.
I was. So yeah, that has been my thing. Has been playing that this whole week, basically. This whole I see it, Bub. I've been playing it this whole week, like every night. I'll sit down and play it for a couple hours.
And I'm eager to jump in there. So
Yeah,
let's keep moving. Keep
yeah,
moving.
it's gonna be a good time. All right, so let's just keep talking about Rocket League and how awesome it is.
Yeah.
No,
Why not?
um,
Why always talk about it instead of playing it?
that's right. All right, so let's jump. I only have a few topics, because it's only been like 3 or 4 days since we last recorded our last podcast. We kind of hit a lot of topics that I had written down then, and nothing's really happened between then and now. So I only have a few things, but I think they're a little meaty. We can kind of sink our teeth in and kind of have a good little talk about them. So one I came up with and I kind of noticed was, do we think open world games are dominating the market now this generation? And I know it's early in this generation, but still, so far, do you think open world games are dominating it? Because, like in the past, shooters have dominated the market.
Right. I'd agree with that.
Um, but I mean, here, let's take a look at this list here that I got down, of games that are out or are coming out that are either successful or highly anticipated, but that are open world
Okay.
games. Grand Theft Auto 5, Shadow of Mordor, Dragon Age, Witcher 3, Just Cause 3, Mad Max, Dying Light, Infamous Second Son, No Man's Sky, Batman Arkham Knight, The Division, and Metal Gear Solid 5. All huge games, all open world games.
Right.
And everything on there is
Plus,
either.
plus all remastered things. The Borderlands remastered and all this. I
Right,
mean,
correct, right.
that type of thing. And then rumored games like Fallout 4 and
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
I don't know if Mass Effect 4 is considered open world, but it's a character building game. So
That's it. I don't know. I mean, I guess I guess that's not really not open world, I guess.
it's more linear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with all these games that are highly anticipated or are doing very well sales wise, I mean, are these the type of games gamers want to play now? Or are we kind of getting past it? Not that shooters aren't played a lot, because they still are. I
Oh
think,
yeah.
to be honest with you, I think that genre's kind of, it's going to hit a decline. It's going to slowly go downhill. I mean, and something will happen. It'll dip back up. But what is
I
the
don't think that I don't think it's ever going to go away simply because there's a whole new group of kids that are turning. I don't know what's the age range, 14 to 24 or something for shooters.
maybe sure, I don't know.
And I'd say that the reason that we're seeing those type of not the shooters but the kind of open world games starting to dominate the market is that the age of the gamer is going up.
Okay.
I mean, there's always new kids playing, but you've got a giant chunk of people who have been playing for 20 years and they're done with shooters or they're getting close to that age, and so they want something else. They want something where they can play with people, but they want to just kind of do their own thing also. And I think that is why those games are starting to dominate the market. I mean, they're still incredibly fun, but I mean, you can kind of pick them up, you can kind of do them on your own time. And it kind of appeals to somebody who's no longer, who's been doing shooters for 10 years. Okay, now what? Now what can I do?
Right. I know I brought up shooters, but when I thought of this topic, my thought was, are we more inclined to not get into or enjoy linear games as much? Or do we want that open sandbox, that playing field where we can just go in and just do whatever the hell we want to do, go
I
whichever
think that
direction we
it's our
want to go?
culture.
Say again?
I think that's our culture. these days. You know, we don't want anybody telling us what to do.
Right.
I mean, I think that's definitely a big part of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
most of these games that you're calling open world still have a story
oh yeah, yeah,
that
sure they do.
it has an end. So I mean, it's not like it's just you get in there and just there's no end to these things. I mean, there's still kind of a story that's somewhat linear. I mean, you have to progress.
Sure.
You can't just play the last scene the first time, the first hour in the game. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, there's
Right.
still some. We call it open world, but really there's some linearity to it.
Right. Right. Um, but yeah, I think me myself, I'm GTA. I know is probably the best example. People just love getting in there and just doing whatever, coming up with every kind of mini game they've come up with in their mind and play it inside of the GTA world slash sandbox. I'm not a big GTA fan. It's okay. Um, but I have had my fun in it. But this is some of these other games. I'm seeing these new trailers come up from Mad Max and Just Cause 3, and just they look fucking awesome. And I'm like, you know what? Gosh, another one should be on this Far Cry 4 that
Yeah,
came
there you
out.
go.
I mean, that's a fun game. You kind of get in there, and you feel like anything can happen. You can do whatever you want, and you push the story, and the story goes along at your speed, at your pace, and just things happen the way
Yes.
you want them to happen, basically. More or less. Obviously there are set things that need to happen for the story to progress, but you're more or less controlling your own destiny. Um, and that
It's a way for game retailers to kind of draw you in. If you have a connection to their story, you're more likely to stick with it and play it out. Maybe that's what it is.
yeah, I can get down with that. Um, but I don't know. I mean, it seems like we're just the market's been really being flooded with it. And
I agree.
I just thought of it today, actually, just like, gosh, that's crazy how many open world games that they're out there. And I don't know, I don't want to say linear games are dying, but I mean I will say I think that games that are geared towards being more linear, I think they're kind of they're taking note and they're trying to open up this a little bit, just enough.
I agree. I think they're going to have a hard time
Yeah,
in the coming years. Strictly
yeah,
linear games where you jump in and there's a story to complete and that's it. I think those are going to have a harder time.
sure. And really, if you ask me, like the only games out there that are linear games that get a pass and people are okay with them being linear is really shooters.
Yeah.
Because those games will play within 4, 5, 6 hours. Then you jump on multiplayer, and then that's it. You play
Yeah.
multiplayer for the whole
Right.
time. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, then there are games like The Order, which we haven't played yet. We haven't got to yet. We need to. I want to. I mean, I want to play it, but man, that's a linear game.
Well, even like Uncharted. I mean, I'll
Exactly.
take that one
That's a
up.
good one. Yeah, and see there's how. Um, a linear game, a great example of a linear game. I mean, their focus is, I mean, obviously great gameplay because that's what the Naughty Dog has there, but they also have a great story, and the story draws you, and you get attached to these characters. And the thing is, this linear game, is not 4 hours long, 5 hours long. This is like 10 to 12, 13 hour long linear game.
Right.
When these open world games are, just that much long and longer. But still, that's the kind of the thing, that makes those type of that Uncharted series different,
Right.
in that respect. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but those are few and far between. Might as well go ahead
they
and throw
are.
that
Oh yeah,
there.
oh yeah, of course. But yeah, it seems like so. It means like it seems like every reveal. I mean, it's an open world type of game. I mean,
Yeah,
I think
I'd agree.
I think everybody's seeing that people want more, and now we have this system that can give us more. It
Hmm.
can process, has more processing power. It can have these huge draw distances. It can have these huge expansive worlds. We can just go in and do what we want. And so they're finally giving it to us. And it could be just one of those things that on the last system it just wasn't available. The system couldn't do it. You know what I'm
Well, that's
saying?
true. I didn't think about that. That may be the cause. I
You
mean,
know,
that may be the case too.
people, the developers could have had these ideas last generation, but just couldn't do it. And they
Yeah.
had to wait until the technology caught up.
Right.
Um, So that's also something to think about. But yeah, I'm glad we finally caught, finally caught, and we're finally getting these huge games. We can just go in and do what we want and just have a good time.
I agree.
And just get lost in, really, is what it's all about. So
Hmm.
there that is. Um, Anything else to add on that?
Nope.
No,
You done
good.
said
Yes, I just took over and said it all. Um, so I'm not sure if you saw this when it was happening. I didn't watch it, but I was aware of it. A gaming competition of a PC game. I can't remember what it was. It could have been something to the effect of League of Legends. I'm not sure. Was aired on ESPN 2 a couple days ago. Um, which I'm fine with, I guess. I mean, I haven't really thought about it, so that's why I'm going to discuss it right here. Because I mean, obviously, we are aware of the MLG. We know what they call esports.
uh-huh.
Um, so that was aired on ESPN, an actual sports network. And it got a little backlash from some a certain ESPN commentator. I really don't care to get into what all he said and whatnot because I don't really give a shit, really. I'm more worried about what we think. Um, what do you think about games being aired on a sports network, and how would we define the term sport? I mean, does it have to be something that involves actually physical activity with a ball out there playing, or can it be something where it's two teams against each other? Can we?
Yeah. So here's what I think. In a definition of the sport, I mean, that original definition made hundreds of years ago. I mean, they couldn't have projected what people would be doing either with or against each other at some point in the future. Just like now, we can't predict it for our future.
Right,
Okay. So what is a sport? I mean, really, it's if you have an equal environment, two people competing against each other in some fashion with an equal environment, then that would be a sport.
right,
And so to me, it really doesn't matter what it is. I mean, if two people are on opposite sides of a tree and they need to climb a tree, then that's a sport. I mean, whoever reaches the top first.
yeah,
That could be, a tree climbing sport or whatever it is.
a sporting fashion.
Right. So, I mean, two people sitting down with equal consoles and equal gaming sets and equal headsets, and then they're playing a game, and the game environment is the same for both people, then the better person should theoretically win.
Right.
Okay, then that is a sport.
Okay. So that was kind of like the long lines I was thinking. When I thought about it, it's thinking, we need to define what sport is, and obviously that's what sporting is. And this is nothing new. Having these big events, these
Right.
video game events, of teams facing off each other, and obviously, shooters are usually the biggest ones, or games like League of Legends are also
Right.
very very big. Um, so this is nothing new. I'm not sure why everybody's getting angry about it. I think they're just getting angry because it was put on ESPN, and I guess they feel like the traditional sport should be on ESPN.
Well,
Um,
that's all the traditional people thinking that, but ESPN's not stupid, and the reason they
sure,
did this is their numbers have probably dropped. Okay, because everybody else, you can stream games, your football game anywhere now.
sure,
I mean, people can post them on YouTube. You don't have to watch the game. You can watch the highlights later at some point on your own time. So I feel like maybe ESPN is saying, okay, well, we've got a whole group of people coming through who don't care not one lick about football or basketball or golf or whatever. Okay. So, I
my
mean, you still have a bunch of people that do, but you got a whole group of people who don't anymore, who don't care about that.
all right.
And so,
So my thought on it was, I just had a was that I think obviously video games are big now. I mean, they've really grown over the past 10 years. They're really starting to take off, and I think people are noticing, along with like the MLG and these other PC gaming events, and like Twitch. How big Twitch is.
mhm.
People like ESPN are seeing, wow, we could really make some fucking money off this shit. And so I think this was a test, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm sure they didn't sign them up, hey, we'll show multiple events. We're going to show, they say, hey, we're going to show this one event. And they're saying we're going to test it. We're going to see how many people watch this.
Right.
And they're going to be like, so I mean, if they show fucking, lumberjacking and shit on ESPN, they can show
Thank you.
a bunch of,
That's what I'm saying.
they can show a bunch of Chinese kids, playing PC games. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
um, but I'm sure that's what it was. I mean, I'm sure that now they're going to sit back, look at the numbers, and say, okay, from a business sense, should we do some more events like this? Should we
Well,
air
you
some
know
more
what?
events?
Not only that, but that I just thought about this. That would be a really smart move on their part. I mean, how much overhead cost is it to put two cameras on screens?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't have cameras on ropes going overhead. You don't have these like little lines that have to be projected on the field. I mean, you don't have all these different angles. I mean, you got essentially one camera on one screen, one camera on the other.
right.
I mean, you just run it.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm not sure how elaborate, they had, how, fancy. I mean, obviously ESPN has a lot of money. I'm sure they threw plenty of money at it to make the production look good.
Right.
So, but, I mean, and my thing is, I mean, that game in particular, that's kind of a niche player game. Not everybody plays a certain type of game.
Right.
But I
Yeah,
mean,
it was Heroes of the Storm is what they used, but I don't know anything about it.
all right. I mean, but come on now. I mean, you see games like NBA Live, NBA 2K, Madden, like all over fucking ESPN, and especially by the players who come on ESPN.
Hmm.
So it kind of goes hand in hand when a lot of the professional players play video games, and
Right.
you also market the game on your network. You know,
Right.
every year Madden is marketed. It's on every show. They talk about it. So either way, it is what it is. So I'll be interested to see how that turns out. If they decide to air some more stuff, it'll be. I, I wouldn't say I'd be surprised. I guess.
I wouldn't be surprised if they made their own channel. I mean, ESPN2 is kind of a big deal. You know, I mean, that's going. I mean, that's usually where they do like their playoffs or like I mean, major league sports, baseball, basketball, football.
Right.
I would be surprised if they had like an ESPN gaming come out.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see if they decide to like sign with a company like MLG and say, hey, we'll show your events on ESPN. So you'll get that range. You know, everybody will see these competitions.
ESPN MLG. That's the name of the new.
Yes, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
We've cracked it. I want to talk real quick before we wrap up because I think we kind of got through all those two topics quicker than I thought we would, be honest with you. But we kind of I think we kind of set our piece on them though. Um, have you seen the May PS Plus games?
No, I have not.
Um, so there's some good ones. First of all, Guacamelee is on there free, sir, and I urge you
Okay,
to
I know you
download
like
it.
it.
I
Okay,
already have the game. I bought the game.
is that
So
good?
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I'm not even mad that it's free now, and I've already paid for it because it's so good.
No, I don't ever get mad at that.
Yeah. Um, but what else? A game called Ho Hokum, which I've looked at before, in the past, and I decided, I'm not gonna pay money for it if it goes free. Obviously I'll play them, but I'm kind of glad it went free. It's one of those games you just kind of sit back and play, have a good time. It's kind of colorful, kind of mellow. In the same vein as games like not as mellow as Flower,
Okay.
but or Flow and whatnot. But I think there is a point to it, but still, take a look at that. Also, the Unfinished Swan, which I've played before, and I'm not sure if you're aware of that one either. So I'm kind of excited about all these indies coming out for
Yeah.
free.
It says Ether One, Unfinished Swan, Race for the Sun, Ho Hokum.
Yeah, Ether One is the other one. Yeah, Ether One. I was interested now too. I want to see that one. It's kind of I heard it was kind of like that's kind of a exploration game. They kind of put you in a world and you just kind of looking at everything, trying to piece together the puzzle of what happened in the space you're in, more or
Okay.
less. something to that effect. So I'm kind of interested to play that. And you know me, I play all the PS Plus games, no matter what, just to check them out. And that kind of segues into what I thought about in regards to our channel. So I think a lot of folks, you know, gaming wise, that have YouTube channels, put up AAA games. Everybody does that. Anybody can do that. And really in the past, you know, we tend to have our most fun playing the smaller titles,
Oh yeah,
especially co-op and multiplayer wise.
I agree with that.
You
Yeah,
know, Plants vs Zombies, Trials Fusion. You know, there's a smaller games. You know, and you play Helldivers, which is an indie. It's a smaller game.
I love that.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I probably should have picked it up. I mean, and then also one in the same vein of Helldivers, Alien Nation, coming up from Housemarque, same guys who did Resogun. Like, I'm excited for that.
Right.
Because I love
Yeah, me
Housemarque.
too.
I mean, I love Housemarque. You know.
And I hate aliens. It's going to be just like Dead Nation. If I get to kill aliens instead of zombies, I can't wait.
That's right. I just love big, colorful explosions happening every 2.3 seconds.
There
And,
you
s-
go.
and so that's why I like Housemarque. So I figured uh, game videos wise on our channel, I think we will probably do a lot of the smaller games that we play. I mean, I feel like, you know, that's kind of our thing, what we like to do, we like to play. That's where we have a lot of our fun. And not that we don't play AAA titles, because we do. But, I mean, and now I know I've already said that open world games are dominating the market. That's the AAA space. But still, I mean,
Yeah,
indie game wise, I think indie games are right there with them this generation so far.
I would agree with that. I picked up almost none on the PS3, and I
Yeah,
picked up tons on the PS4.
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't pick up any on the PS3, and like I'm all of it. What?
I was wondering, you paused for like 30 seconds there.
I hope the video stuttered.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. We're just fighting through our technical issues on
Once again,
while recording. I'm just gonna leave it in here. I don't even care. Um, I stuttered because I had a small stroke while you were talking. I'm sorry.
sometimes I create feelings that others they themselves can't explain.
It's the left side of my face drooping, telling me I can't see myself. Okay.
Mhm.
It's okay. All right. We better wrap this up before I have to fall off this damn chair. Um, when we go play after this, it's gonna be hard. I'm like the whole left side of my body. I'm not even gonna work. I'm just gonna be pushing one stick going around in circles like this
And
around.
the worst part is you'll still beat me.
All right. So yes, indie games, along with more games, are dominating the game space, the game space right now. So that's what we're into. That's what we're playing. So let's go and wrap it up because we want to hop on Rocket League.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So everybody, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. This is JC. It's
This
Brian.
is Brian.
Yeah,
Thanks,
that's Brian twice.
thanks for taking
Um,
the thunder.
yeah.
It's okay. I
All
don't need
right.
to say what you said. It's better when you say it.
All right, everybody. And until next time, this is Game Show Conversations.
See you.